all these beers, these hundreds of thousands of beers out there, how do you find a name? Well, it's challenging. If you go to find a name for a beer, especially if it has the name dog in it, I can guarantee you it's probably taken. Raging Bitch, the beer that has become the First Amendment beer, started out as Double Dog. We use El Diablo yeast. It's a raging yeast. That's actually where the name Raging comes from in Raging Bitch. It's a very aggressive yeast that ferments very aggressively. As soon as you type in Double Dog, and by the way, in Raging Bitch, El Diablo yeast, a raging yeast, bitch is a dog, Raging Bitch. We get it, has other connotations. It was our #1 seller from the month we introduced it until today, and women across the board, including every lady who works at Flying Dog. That's the reason we did that. It was our 20th anniversary. Got a little off track here, but I'll tell you the Raging Bitch story real quick. It's our 20th anniversary, couldn't come up with a name, came up with the name Raging Bitch. It was like 26-year-old marketing person, and I said, we're not getting up, this name has to get in. It takes about 11 months to have this whole process happen. And we came up with Raging Bitch, or Raging Yeast, bitch is a dog, and she said, I love it, but I have to ask my mom. She came back the next day and said, my mom loves it. And so I came back to the brewery, we had all the ladies from Flying Dog in the conference room. I said, it's our 20th anniversary, we have several names for the beer, one of which is Raging Bitch. And they all loved it, and Heather said to me, based on everything you say about we do what's true for us and so forth, if you don't do that, I'll be forever disappointed in you. And the beer has really caught on. Many women find it a very empowering name. But when you go back to the name thing, when you start Googling names, especially if it has the name dog in it, it's taken. So there's been more and more conflict in the industry on trademark and copywriting, that sort of thing. So it is an art, and something that we hadn't done for many years is now a big workload for us in terms of getting these beers trademarked. We sell beer across the world, so we have European trademark situations, China. Somebody I'm sure can read the documents. I can't, but supposedly we have some protection there. It's a big deal. We had if you Google dogfight, Flying Dog Brewery versus Budweiser, in 2000, well, for many years, Budweiser has a brand of beers out there, the Wild Series, Wild Red, Wild Blue, Wild Black. They're beers that we would never do. I'm not saying they're bad beers, they're just beers with flavorings in them that would never be Flying Dog. The art is very similar to Flying Dog's art. The copy on it is very similar. Nowhere does it say made by Budweiser. On the bottom of the package it indicates a brewery. It shows up on the shelf next to our beer sometimes, and we get complaints from our consumers. It was kind of a big deal. We don't sue Budweiser, they're way too big, they would crush us. But that kind of blurriness and confusion in the market is not good for the industry, but it's a challenge, and copywriting has become critical, and that's as the industry changes. When you have 100 breweries and there aren't that many names out there, it's very different from 4,500 breweries, each introducing 10 or so beers per year.